So every year around this time, I generally like to show you guys how far I've come along with CIDP, especially in terms of running, since I used to be a runner. Normally I do it in May, but when I was at school, I completely forgot to do it, and by the time I got to Buffalo, which is where I am now, I'm at the Buffalo State track. By the time I got to Buffalo, I was just detailing boats for the summer, and I remembered that I should be making that video. I gashed my foot open with a power washer. I ripped the skin off of the top of 3 of my toes, and I was limping around for a couple weeks. So my foot's a lot better now. So I figured I would just make that video today for you guys. So for those of you who have not seen those other videos, I will leave a link in the description. And if you're new to this channel, I have had chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy for coming up on 4 years this November. November 11th was when I started showing, no, it was November 1st, 2011. There's a lot of ones in that date. November 1st, 2011 is when I started showing symptoms of CIDP. It wasn't until January of 2012 that I got incorrectly diagnosed, and it wasn't until I think June of 2012 until I diagnosed myself. I was just on YouTube, which is why I'm so passionate about YouTube, because it changed my life. And I want to help do the same for other people who have CIDP, who want to go vegan, whatever it may be. It wasn't until then that I got correctly diagnosed, and it wasn't until July that I finally started getting IVIG, 2012 that is. It wasn't until August that I actually started getting better, so there was about a 6-week time period where I was just not getting better, and it was probably the worst part of my CIDP, because I was just still getting better, but I felt like I was doing everything that I could. So it wasn't until, it was August of 2012 is when I started to get better, and now it is June of 2015, and now I'm going to show you guys me running. So as you can see, that was pretty decent form. You really probably wouldn't even be able to tell that I have CIDP, so that was just a normal jog. So I haven't been doing any training whatsoever. I've been working like 56, 60-hour weeks, boat detailing, so that's pretty much just been my workout, climbing up ladders, bringing buffers and waxers and power washers and everything, just carrying them around everywhere. So I come home and I don't really feel like working out. I'm going to be done with that in a few weeks though, and then I will probably start running, because that's my main sport. I may incorporate a little bit of lifting, but mainly just running. And with all that said, I'm going to show me sprinting now. Like I said, I haven't been doing any training whatsoever, so don't expect anything super fast, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. So I'm not nearly as fast as I used to be before I got CIDP. Before I had CIDP, my best 400, I mean, a lot of you guys probably aren't track runners, but my best 400 was only about like a 54. My best 800 was a 201. My best mile was like a 438. It was funny, actually, the first time I ever ran that in outdoor, I was like 15 years old. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I ran a 438, and that's still my PR. Just because CIDP struck me when I was in college, and that was when I was going to start, that's when I was like getting in really good shape. Honestly, I think I was in like 159 shape for the 800. And then shit hit the fan. You know, I was in a wheelchair. It's kind of hard to run when you're in a wheelchair. But yeah, so that's where I was at, and I was running, like, for my average mileage per week, it was probably around like 55 miles a week, maybe 50 miles a week. I've gone up to like 64 miles a week, but my best running performances have always been around like 50 miles a week, so I was by no means like a high mileage runner. I was running like 7 minutes per mile, 7:15 per mile on like my easy runs and stuff like that, doing like maybe 2 hard workouts a week. So the rest of this summer, like after I finish boat detailing, and this fall, I'm probably going to be doing like maybe like 20 miles a week or something. Nothing too strenuous. A lot of times when I go for a run, my hips start to hurt because my lower legs are still rather weak, because I still do have some nerve damage. It's mainly in my extremities. Obviously, it affects me more distally than proximal, as most people do with CIDP. So I still do have a little bit of nerve damage. I definitely do have a little bit of atrophy, but I mean, I'm not going to show you guys my calves. I don't really feel like putting the camera all the way down there and lifting it back up, but you guys will just have to see. I'm not holding on to anything, and I can go up on my toes a little bit. Not great, but still working on it. So the reason my hips hurt is because my lower legs are so weak that my upper legs are doing all the work, so they're like overcompensating. So really got to work on my lower leg strength if I really want to do any serious mileage. I don't know if I'll ever be exactly where I was before CIDP as far as being an athlete. I'm definitely more than fully bodied or fully able. I have a manual labor job. Nothing's holding me back. Actually, a lot of times when we leave, my friend wants to leave before I do. I'm not really tired. So I don't know if I will ever be as fast as I used to be. I may be a little bit slower, but you know what? I can walk. I can still run. I'm probably faster than most people, actually. I just may not be as much of a competitor if I were to sign up for a race. But you know what? Shit happens. At least I'm not in a wheelchair, at least I'm able to walk, at least I'm able to run, at least I'm able to have a manual labor job if I do so please. And I like doing that this summer. So I guess I'm rambling now, but anyway, I just want to show you guys where I am physically with CIDP. I want to give other, especially newly diagnosed people, some hope that there are some recovery stories out there. I know Francisco Alvarez, who used to be a tennis player, got CIDP, and he's doing quite well now. I know Eddie Rowland, he's done like some grappling tournaments, and he actually won a tournament, and he has had CIDP for a number of years. So there are definitely success stories out there, and maybe you could be the next one.